Hello students. In this lecture, we are going to learn about next topic of IRS. So what are the functional overview, like how it is going to do, how the items have been identified, and how this normalization have been done. Okay. So the first definition item normalization is first one is item normalization, selective dissemination of information, like example mail and archival document database search, and index as an index and database search. So these four are the important parts of the information retrieval system. So basically it consists of four major functional processes. So first one is item normalization, selective dissemination of information, archival document database search or an index, and the database search with automatic file build process. So which will support all the index files. So first we'll start with the item normalization. What we are going to do exactly in this normalization part. So as I said, item is the minimum normalization part where you can divide the complete text into single units. Item cannot be divided further. Okay. So this item normalization will help in dividing the complete sentences or information into some items. For example, you can all call as tokens. Okay. So what are the identification of the processing tokens? I can divide complete sentence into words. Second one is characterization of the tokens. How you characterize each token in the given word. And finally, stemming, removing some tokens, like if you have and, the, comma, of, and all these things can be removed. So what we are doing in the first step, first you have to normalize all the incoming items using to a standard format. Suppose in your data, if you have multiple formats, so you have different languages that have to be converted into one language, then you have to go for the normalization. Then what you have to do, you have to create a data structure where you will process all the tokens, like you can take each word as an item. Then you have to remove all the stop words. Like stemming is removing unnecessary and not relevant words. Okay. Then the processing of these particular tokens is called characterization is used to define the searchable text from the total received text. Suppose if you got some 20 lines of data, okay, so you have divided into small tokens. Then if I feel that this token is not required, this token is not required, this token is not required, or this item is not required, or you can say that these are not relevant to your search. Okay, so this will be remaining will be your searchable text. So you will get the bulk of total text, but in that only you will use only few text which are related to your search. Then what we have to do, what we will do in this one is then we will standardize the input like external format data and perform the translation into the acceptable system. The meaning of this here is, suppose I will only accept only text data. Okay, I will only accept text data. So, but I have all other data as an input. So you may have multimedia format, videos, all those. So what you have to do, you have to standardize into a single data. So that single data will be, for example, if you convert image into text. So how you convert the image into text, you will convert the description of that particular image or pixel information. Or if you want to convert video into text, then what we can do, we can write the transcription or some other language into English. So these are all comes under this step. Next, what we have to do is it may use single format or multiple format. What is single format or multiple format is, I can tell that I will only allow single for all items. I use only single format. Like I'll take only text. I will not take images or I will not take videos. I will not take other languages except English. So that is one single format. If I allow multiple formats, if I allow videos, if I allow images, if I allow everything, that is multiple formats. So our system may have two things. It may take single format for all items, or it may allow multiple formats. For example, standardization is translation of a foreign language into Unicode. If I get any foreign languages like French like that, I will convert into Unicode. That is, you can standardize. As I said, any language can be converted into English. You can convert into French. French can be converted into Unicode. So this is standardization. Next, for example, if you have every language may have different encoding characters. Okay, so this encoding can be formalized. One example is you can convert anything into foreign languages into Unicode. Suppose if they have any other binary encoding values and you have different characters in the language, you can go for standard languages. So what are the standard languages? English, French, Spanish, or ISO Latin. So you convert any of the language into this standard language, and this can be used for your system. So this is a complete diagram for your item normalization. Once we'll see what is this. So first you will get the item input, then you go for the first step, item normalization. In that, again we have this one, selective dissemination of information like mail, document file creation, automatic file build. Okay, this we will discuss. And in this part, you will get only mail files and profiles. In this part, you will get all the documents. In this part, you will get all the AFP profiles and candidate indexed records. Then again, this is again divided into public index file and private index file. So this is a complete total scenario of your IRS. So total information retrieval system. So all this will be connected to the public index and all this will be connected to the private index. So this diagram will explain you complete functional overview of the IRS. So please understand this diagram and explain properly. So in this, as I said, one second, here we have this one, automatic file build AFP. What is AFP? So in order to generate the indexes according to the data or whatever the requirement of the search, you will build this file. Okay. So the system will provide the process called AFP. So it will give public and private indexes for the given data. So in order to generate all the indexing, indexing, right? So in order to store the data, we have to follow some indexing procedures. So this AFP will help in the process for creating or generating the indexes. Next one is multimedia adds an extra dimension for the normalization, because if you take a video or an audio, it will be different dimensions. So in order to do that, it is very difficult to do compared to the textual input. So this input also to have to be standardized. And another options for normalization. So we can use many options. If, for example, if you have digital videos like this one, so these are the standards. If you have videos, you have to use only MPEG2, MPEG1, AVR, or real media. So you cannot use. Suppose any media is other than these standards, you have to convert that particular video into this particular standard. So what is MPEG? This is a full form motion picture expert group. So it is having the high quality video where real media is easy, where real media will have the low quality. So when we are using on the internet, so your MPEGs will have the full quality when compared to the real media. And audio, for example, we have two things, wave and real media. Images vary from JPEG to BMP. So one thing you have to remember here is whenever you're tackling or you're handling with the media related things, audio or video, you have to follow some standards. So for video, you can use MPEG1, MPEG2 or real. For audio, you can use wave or real media, real audio. So these standards you have to maintain. Otherwise, there will be problem in processing and retrieving the data. So next definition is about zooming. So what is mean by zooming? So first what you have done, the next process is first we have to parse the item into some subdivisions. First what we have done in tokens for items. So you divided the complete data into items. Then we have to parse each and item. Okay. So you will group some set of items into one category and you will group some set of items into another category. So this process is called zoning. And it is used to increase the precision. What is precision here? You should have low non-relevant data or low non-relevant items and optimize the thing. Okay. So coming to the next one, a typical item is subdivided into zones. Okay, you will have different types of zones. You can also use hierarchical or categorical values. So hierarchical, you'll have the title, author, abstract, main text, conclusion, reference. Okay, so this is item normalization. Second process. Then the zoning information will be passed to the token identification operation, store the information, allow the searches to a specific zone. For example, if the user is interested in Einstein articles, then the search should not include a bibliography. Okay, so which could include references to the article. Yes, so I'll tell you one simple idea. So if I'm talking about some X person or A person articles I want. So what you have to do, if you take one paper, you are taking one document paper. So in the references, which are at the last, you have to only put references or articles related to A. Okay, you have to remove all other articles. So if I'm talking about Einstein's, only Einstein's related articles will be there. Remaining articles will be removed. So this is called as zoning information. And in this particular zoning information, my zoning information is only about the Einstein articles. So Einstein articles will be there. Remaining articles will be removed. Okay, so what are the different words, symbols, how you are going to divide all these items? So we'll have valid word symbols, interword symbols, and special processing symbols. So all these are divided into three classes. So all valid words, interword symbols, and special symbols. So what a word is defined contiguous set of interword symbols bounded by one interword. Suppose if you want to connect two sentences, how you are going to connect? You have to use interword symbols, and these are non-searchable, should be carefully selected. So whenever you're connecting, you'll have more things, okay? So what are the different types of word symbols? You'll have characters and numbers. We cannot say how to write a word. If you take a word example or defined is a word, D is a character, E is a character, F is a character. So these are mainly used for interword symbols, okay? These are bonded with interword symbols, which consist of all alphabetical characters and numbers. Okay, examples, you will have these things. For example, what are the interword symbols? You will have the blank spaces, periods, and semicolons. While writing the sentence, in order to maintain the grammar, you will write all the blanks. You can use periods, you can use semicolons. Okay, so to extract information of an interword symbol is depend upon aspect of language. Okay, but when doing the item normalization itself, we will remove all the stopping words, all those things. So similarly, we can do this. For example, apostrophe. If you have apostrophe, you can also remove that. So this is one of the example in order to represent in the foreign data names. So I'm stopping here. We'll discuss in the next session.